Welcome back, folks. So we've got the new roof on our abandoned mobile home project here, and this video's I'm going to talk to you about how I handled the ventilation on the new roof. We made some major changes to the roof design, and so with that we had to make some changes to the ventilation as well. You have to make sure that you get this done right. If you don't, you'll have problems with moisture building up in your attic, and then consequently you'll have problems with mold and rot. So this is a very important aspect of the project. So stick around and I'll show you how I did it. Alright, so originally this home didn't have any overhang on the side, and so there was no ventilation up the side. Through the side, the roof just came down and wrapped over onto the side of the building. What we had for ventilation was in the gable up here. There was a vent in the end here, and this one actually was powered, although this one wasn't working. The power part of it wasn't working. So from the factory it had that powered vent, and it had just a regular vent then in the back gable on the back end, and that was it. So what the way they ventilated the attic was air would come through that powered vent in the front, and it would push through the attic space, and then it came out exhausted through a vent that was in the gable at the back. So originally there was a gable back up in here, so that the air would come through and be pushed out here, and that's how they ventilated it. There was no ventilation at all on the side because the tin from the roof wrapped over onto the tin on the wall. At some point in time, somebody installed two of these big whirly ventilators up there. So here they are. These are scrap. So this whole pile is aluminum scrap. It's going to go to the recycling once I get my aluminum siding off. This is all aluminum. It's worth quite a bit of money actually. So when I do the siding, that's all coming off and it's all going to go to scrap. But these big whirlies, I don't like them. They had two of them up there. The bearings go in them and they start to make some noise when they're turning. They've actually done some studies on that, and the idea is that, you know, the wind gets this thing moving and it creates a turbine effect, and it you know, sucks the air out of the attic space, which in this case would have then, you know, drawn the air through those two vents on the gables and then out through the two whirlies on the top. So, you know, we've eliminated, you know, to get a more of a modern look, we have eliminated the you know, those attic vents. You can see, or sorry, not the attic, the gable vents. So you can see on that home over there, you can see they've got, that's a double wide, you can see they've got those two vents on one on either side. And so that, you know, we wanted to get rid of that. So we're not going to have any of those gable end vents. And what we had to do, I'm going to take you up on the deck here, is we had to put some venting in. Okay, so you can see where that metal roof is, and you can see that it's completely closed off. There's no way for air to get inside the attic space and then through. So what I did was, every fourth space, okay, there you can see it there, I cut out that 1x4 in between the trusses, and that gave me access into the attic space. And then I installed one of those it's a foam, it's called an insulation stop, and what that does is it creates a channel for the air to go through the soffit. These soffits are going to be perforated. It's a perforated aluminum panel that's going to go on here. So then the air will move through the soffit panel, and it's going to go into that insulation chute there that is open into the attic space there, and then it's going to go up through onto the so it'll draw, you know, from the soffit, and it will go up into the attic space and then exhaust out of these 5 vents that I have up here. Okay, now and it will also draw from the other side as well. So now what we're going to get, instead of that, you know, trying to draw from end to end, it's going to draw continuously from the soffit area now, and it's going to draw up through this attic space, out those vents, both sides. Okay, and so that's how we've handled the ventilation here. All right, so you can see I've got one there, and then I come over. Well, here I have to come a little bit further because I've got there's something in there, but there's another one there. Okay, I'll give you a close up here. So this is, spiders have moved in already. So here's a close up of that. So I just cut that piece of wood out, and then I just slid that. It's a piece of styrofoam, and it's a couple feet long, and just slide it up in there. It's very simple, and the insulation holds it up, and then now the air can, you know, go up through there. All right, so here's another one there. Okay, and there's another one over there. And so now what that does, that will keeps the air moving in our attic space. You don't want to have your attic space with stagnant air in there. It's especially important in the winter time because you have leaks in your vapor barrier. The plastic membrane that's in there, it's leaky, and warm moist air gets up in there in the winter time, and if the space is cold up there and that air is trapped, then you get condensation, and then it starts to drip, and you get mold, and it's wet in there. And by keeping the air moving in there, this is a natural convection method that we use. It just keeps that air moving, and it keeps it dry, and it gives a place for that wet air to exhaust out. It also helps to cool the attic in the summertime, but your ventilation is mainly about getting rid of warm, moist air in the wintertime. All right, folks, so that's how I handled the ventilation, and it's simple, and but you have to do it. If you just went ahead here and just sealed everything up, didn't put those roof vents up on the top, you know, you create yourself a problem, you know, especially in our climate. All right, folks, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Next video, we should be doing some soffits. Bye-bye.